Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be running some technical analysis on Bitcoin Cash, and I'm going to be looking at the three charts: Bitcoin Cash to the US dollar, Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Cash to Ethereum. Now, before I start, I want to clarify one thing here. If you think that Bitcoin has outperformed the Bitcoin Cash, you need to go back to school and learn the basics of math and percentages, because if you look at the first week of August when Bitcoin Cash was released and when it was tradable, actually, because the 1st of August it forked, but you could not trade it in any exchange yet, depending on which exchange. Some exchanges it was available the 5th of August and some others the 7th. But around the first week of August, if you look at the price of BTC the first week of August and you compare it with the price that is today, BTC is up 300% more or less. Now, if you look at Bitcoin Cash the first week of August when it became tradable, and you compare the price to the price that is today, it's up around 500%. Bitcoin SEC with BTC has not outperformed Bitcoin Cash in any way. So if you would have changed all your BTC for BCH the first week of August when it became tradable, and you would have held it until today, you would have been much happier than if you did the opposite. So that's that. Now let's run some technical analysis. I'm going to start with the chart for Bitcoin Cash versus dollar, and these are the one-day candles. As you guys probably know, my main indicator are moving averages, and I trade a lot the moving averages strategy, which means I buy whatever asset I buy when we have a bullish cross in the daily candles using the 20 and the 50 moving averages, and I sell when it crosses bearish, and then I wait, or I either short or I wait until the next bullish cross and then to buy long again. Now, this is not the case for Bitcoin Cash because I never sell Bitcoin Cash. I only buy when I think it's optimal and when I think the risk-reward ratio is in my side, so I never sell it. But if you were trading this, swing trading this, you would have, you could follow this strategy if you wanted. There's other strategies, of course, but that's the one I use. So according to my, main strategy, Bitcoin Cash, it's not ready yet to be bought with US dollar because the moving averages haven't crossed bullish yet. And they look like they're far away from crossing bullish here in this chart. However, if this was the bottom, which we don't know, the price action is still bearish. We're doing lower highs and lower lows, so we have no idea if this was the bottom or not. But it could have been the bottom if Bitcoin bottomed at 6,000 and that was the bottom. Well, then probably every other coin has found the bottom the same day as well. But this is not what this chart says. There's no indication that this was the bottom. We don't know. Now, if this was actually the bottom, then of course you would be better off buying now than waiting for the bullish cross, because by the time this crosses bullish, if this was the bottom and from here we are only going up, by the time the moving averages cross bullish, the price is going to be all the way up to 1,700 more or less. So of course it's better you buy now than waiting for the cross. If you are more risky, you could go long now and have your stop loss below the previous low. So that would be your entry. So if you were to enter now, your stop loss would be right below this low, and then you can hold this all the way through until wait for the moving averages to cross bullish, and if they do cross bullish, then you just hold until they cross bearish next time. But of course, you have to babysit your trade as well, because it could cross bullish and then be a fake cross and cross bearish not long after, in which case you would maybe you want to exit your trade. I don't know, many things can happen on the way, so you need to babysit. But in an ideal situation where this was the bottom and the moving averages cross bullish, then you would hold until the moving averages cross bearish. And of course, each target up, it's going to be obviously where we find resistances in every significant level. So this is going to be resistance, this peak here. And this would be resistance again. It was resistance here and here. And then this will be resistance as well. It was resistance here and here. So that would be your targets if you wanted to take profit on the way and rebuy later if it retraces. I have nothing else to say for these charts. Now Bitcoin Cash versus the Bitcoin. These are again the one-day candles from Bitfinex, and again I'm using the moving average, the 20 and 50 moving averages. So basically there's no trend defined here. As you can see, the moving averages are just crossing and crossing and crossing, you know, cross bullish, cross bearish, cross bullish, and the price is above and below moving averages, which means there's no trend defined. And when there's no trend defined, ideally you don't want to trade. You want to wait for an uptrend, for a clear uptrend to go long, or for a clear downtrend to go short. However, this has gone down so much that obviously, you know, we cannot be far away from the bottom. We have this descending wedge here. It's been touched 1 time, 2 times, 3 times at the top, and 1 time, 2 times, and almost 3 times at the bottom. So the price is going to have to decide what's going on here. We're not far from the bottom, so it could go a little bit lower here just to touch this bottom of the wedge. I would say 0.11 would be the bottom. And from here, if this wedge actually breaks bullish as it should, then we would see a breakout and only upside from here. Also, we have this trend line at the bottom, and you can see the price is quite close from it comparing with the top. So obviously the risk reward ratio now is in favor of buying, because this is very, very near the bottom. Of course, maybe this is not the bottom. Maybe this trend line could be, you know, could break in the downside and go much, much lower. There's no guarantee of anything. I don't think it will be broken. I think this is solid floor, but you never know. That's why you want to be using stop losses. So what I would do, I wouldn't enter right now. I would wait either for this to retrace to at least 0.11 and buy it there, or wait for this wedge to be broken in the upside and then buying the breakout. That's how I would play this. So nothing else for this chart. And now Bitcoin Cash to the Ethereum. I did enter a position in this one because, as I said before, I usually trade the moving averages strategy. So in the daily candles, using the 20 and 50 moving averages, I buy the cross when it crosses bullish. It didn't cross just yet, but it's about to cross. So sometimes I buy it a little bit before it crosses, sometimes I buy it after it crosses, but around that level. Now, again, there's no guarantee that this is going to cross. In fact, if this reverses now and it breaks down, the moving averages will never get to cross bullish and they will continue to downtrend. That's a possibility. That's why in this case I have a stop loss here right below the previous low. So I expect this trend line down here to hold. That's the reason I bought now. I entered this position. I expect this line to hold, and since we're very, very close from this line, my risk reward is very high in my favor. However, if this trend line breaks, then I'm exiting the position and waiting to pick it up for cheaper, because if this trend line breaks, it means we will probably go to the next low here, to the next support, which is all the way down here. Now we're forming here like a bullish triangle. As you can see, we have higher lows and same level highs. So if this actually goes to the top of this triangle and it breaks out of it, the target is up here. This would be the first target for 2.18. That would be a target where you could, potentially take some profits and wait for a retracement and pick it up for cheaper. Now, I don't think I'm going to be doing that because, as I said, I don't really trade Bitcoin Cash. I just build up my position. I buy when I think it's optimal and I just hold on to it. So maybe I won't take profit here, but depends, because if this was to go vertical, then I would probably sell it, because if it goes vertical, it means it'll probably retrace all the way down to the top of this triangle, which would give me the opportunity to, to pick up more Bitcoin Cash than I had before. That's my view on Bitcoin Cash. I haven't been updating on Bitcoin Cash because, as I said, I don't trade it. I only buy to build my position. So obviously, I'm not going to be, reviewing the coin when it's so clearly crashing and going down, because there's nothing really I can say when it comes to buying or anything. So I was waiting for the right time. I was waiting for it to be at the bottom or near the bottom, or near a potential bottom, I should say, before updating on this. So that's all I have for you today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.